Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. This one is very, very short, very, very sweet for me. I posted the other day about the lack of movement between UEFA and FIFA with regards to kicking Russia out of all competitions. Why was it taking them so long? Why was it up to everyone else to refuse to play with them rather than easing the problem in one fell swoop and just taking them out of the game? And we'll just look down here and see where we are. Yeah, so here we are. As you can see, Russia are kicked out of the World Cup and banned from all domestic and international football competitions by FIFA and UEFA, whilst British and German Olympic bodies also call for exclusion from all sport. Now, I called this about a week ago. They removed St. Petersburg. That was right. They removed the Champions League final from St. Petersburg. They did that almost immediately, and I'm presuming mainly for safety rather than for any kind of political end. But they should have removed Russia from all leagues at the same time. They didn't. They vacillated. They waited. They waited. And it's nearly a week. And I think it's brought them into disrepute by waiting that long. But finally, they have seen the sense and have done the decent thing, done the right thing, and have basically evicted them from all competitions. And not just competitions. They're basically looking at taking them out and not recognising anything to do with them for the time being. But let's just go into this headline a little bit more. So we have UEFA and FIFA have removed Russia from all fixtures following events in Ukraine. The British Olympic Association has also called for Russia and Belarus exclusion, which is good because Belarus is bad. UEFA bosses also confirmed the end of its partnership with Russian Gazprom. The IOC earlier called for all sporting competition to remove Russian stars. I think you're probably going to have a lot of the lesser sports now because if you face it, UEFA, FIFA, IOC, you're covering. They're the major ones. You're covering virtually everything there. Once you get down to the smaller sports, they are going to fall in line, follow suit. I think Russia will be out of just about everything. You know, they won't even be able to send a team to the Tiddlywinks Championship the way this is going. But yeah, let's having a look here. Russia have been suspended from all UEFA and FIFA competitions, including the World Cup playoffs. The governing bodies have announced following the invasion of Ukraine last week. Both have removed Russia from all of their fixtures until football can again be a vector for unity and peace amongst people, in a joint statement confirming the move, set to further isolate the country's sporting situation. It added that football is fully united here and in full solidarity with all the people affected in Ukraine. Well, you could say that, yes, that's probably true now. It's a shame it's taken a week. It should have been pulled day one. Lack of judgment, I don't know. I think they put football basically into a little bit of disrepute. FIFA and UEFA have acted appallingly in the delay. I mean, if it was a 24-hour delay, they were just checking rules, regulations, etc. You could have understood it. But a week, totally unacceptable. But finally, I suppose, they have done the right thing. So the statement read, following the initial decisions adopted by the FIFA Council and the UEFA Executive Committee, which envisaged the adoption of additional measures, FIFA and UEFA have today decided together that all Russian teams, whether national representative teams or club teams, shall be suspended from participation in both FIFA and UEFA competitions until further notice, which is great. I do think they should have also have pulled the Belarus teams out. Not that their team has any great shakes on a world stage, but out of principle, they should have been added to that docket. But they weren't, or at least they weren't yet. We shall wait and see. The British Olympic Association has also called to demand the exclusion of Russia and Belarus from all international sport. The the statement said that the British Olympic Association, together with the National Olympic Committee, the NOC, of Germany, demands the immediate exclusion of Russia and Belarus from the international sports family until further notice. Quite right. They shouldn't be allowed to play any sport while they're in that aggressive position, and they should be banned until such time as they sort themselves out. Now, that means I think that they've got to get rid of Putin, and they've got to make full reparations to Ukraine, and even then serve several years of non-participation as a reminder not to do anything like this again. And I know it's unfair on the sportsmen, but ultimately a price has to be paid, and I think this is a fair price. Now they've said here that rather than scheduling in someone else to play them, like having a best of the ones that would have otherwise got through, or having a look at who Russia beat in the previous round, they've now been given buys. So the Polish match in a few weeks' time, March the 24th, Poland have been given a bye rather than having to play the losing team to Russia. So that's acceptable, I think. And Russia will not compete at the Women's Euro 2022, although I can't see who that will inconvenience. But yeah, I think if Russia want to get back into acceptable company, if you like, they need to do something about the madman at their helm. It's quite clear that he is a lunatic, he's psychotic, he's a psychopath, and everything that's happening to Russia right now can be laid at his door. So it's really up to them. But I called this a week ago. I was pointing this out, that they were taking their sweet time about doing anything, and that it was an embarrassment that they had it, that they hadn't done it. And now finally they have. They've finally caught up. So yeah, the silver fox was first. I called that. So I think we're done with this little story. I'm just pleased that they've finally got to it, and we'll go up and we'll just round this video off. Yep, there we go. Nice to have a little bit of good news to say for once. So they finally got around to doing it, doing the right thing, UEFA and FIFA. Be interesting to see what other bodies sort of follow suit and ban Russia from their respective sports. Not that many that Russia are particularly good at, I suppose. But yeah, it'd be nice out of principle that they were banned from them. But there we go. Now, if you like what you see and hear on this channel, please feel free to hit that subscribe button below if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of new content. Leave a like, leave a comment. We like comments, we read them all. And until next time, keep safe, keep well, goodbye.